Well, hey everybody. I'm being sewing machine repair person today. I just thought I'd bring y'all along and we've got an issue on this machine here. This bottom hook will not catch the top thread. And I am trying my very best to get it adjusted. And I have another machine that works perfectly right over here. Right here. Machine number 2. All this aligns great. No problems. This one does not. And I'm trying to adjust that. You've got 2 screws right there to adjust it. And I get it adjusted and then it's like, no, it's got to come up just, a smidgen, and you bring it up a smidgen and it goes, it doesn't want to work real well again. So I'm in the process of just trying my very best to get it to where that thread will catch. It's got to go down just a hair bit right there. Just the tiniest little bit that needle bar has to come down. And I'm trying my best, my very, very best to get it to lower. I've got to bring it up so I can lower it down because I can't get to the screw when it's right there. Now then, take it down just a little bit. You've got to unscrew both screws. You do. You've got 2 screws, and that becomes the problem. Where's my smaller screwdriver? I had it right here. It's not the one I'm looking for, but it'll work. Oh my mercy, look at all the thread. All right, that one is loosened right there. Okay. I see it freely moves right here. I can move it up and down, no problems. All right, so I'm trying to match my machines just so I can see what's going on with this one and where it is. I'm using this guide right here. I don't know if y'all can see what I'm seeing or not. I'm using my tension bar guide right here with where it's hitting on this machine, like this right here. And I'm aligning it the same position on this machine and then checking to see where my needle position is. Okay. Now then, that is, let me take it down just a smidgen more. And I've got them aligned the same right here. Bring them over here and I look and they're aligned the same. All right, now where's my needle? It is just at going into the needle plate. So let me get a needle plate, which is laying right here somewhere. Right here it is. Raise this up, slide this on here, just so I can have it for reference. And that is just going into that right there. Now then, let's tighten these up. Gotta find my little Allen wrench. It's black and my mat's black too, so I'm having a hard time. Make sure this is all in the same position. It is. Tighten that up. Now then, this screw needs to be brought down and tightened right here to get this spring where it needs to be. Now, let's see what we've got. Now, this is back up here at this one. So we bring it back up here. right here and see where our needle is. And they're about the same position. This one may be up just a smidgen higher. I'm actually going to measure that with a measuring tape to see exactly where it is. See exactly what we've got. Actually, we've got just about the width of that measuring tape. This one is down just a little bit low, but let's see if it will. Let's see if it'll pick up. If not, might be just a smidgen low, and if it is, then I can. All right. Now let's see. We've got that lined up right at. I'm actually going to put my finger right there. I'm actually going to put my finger right there and line that needle up. Right there. And that's all the way at the top. So let's see what happens when I do this one. Bring it up. Okay, they feel about the same. Let's see if this thread will pick up this bobbin thread right here. That's what we're having a problem with. It's picking up our bobbin thread. And it won't pick that up. I don't know why this hook is not working. But for some reason, unbeknownst to me, this hook is not wanting to. Maybe that's back in there behind. Let's try this. Maybe it's something as simple as that little hook right there takes the thread's supposed to go behind it. Back up here to the front, right in there. I never can get these kind of needle threaders to work right, so I just thread it because it takes me forever. This one does work, but I can do it quicker this way. Okay, let's see what we got going on now. Up, down, and it won't pick up right there. That timing is off right there. So I'm going to adjust it down just a little bit more. Okay, leave it right where it is. And I see where this is. So I'm going to put this one down right there. Is that about the same position? It is exactly the same. See, look here. See this? This screw, this. Here it is on this machine. Let me zoom y'all in a little bit so you can see on this one. See right here, there's your screw. There's this down here at the bottom. They should be exactly the same. Kind of on straight. This is right kind of into that screw. Let me adjust this. Got y'all big fitted here. Trying to get y'all straight here so I can see and make sure that we're seeing the same thing. Okay, there's that one. And there's that one. And you're not seeing quite as much of the screw on this one. Of course, it could be the camera angle. This one is down just a little bit more like that. Now that looks more right. Okay. All right, y'all sit right there for just a minute. Let's see what we can do with this. Okay. Find the Allen wrench. There it is. See, the problem is when I've got it down like this, where I can see this set screw is back in behind there. And those seem to be aligned. Just fine. Well, I know I just put this needle in there, but I'm just going to try another needle just for shits and giggles. And just see, let me grab a new needle here. Let's see what this one does, just for shits and giggles here. It may be something as simple as changing the needle. I mean, I don't know. I've fiddled and fooled with this, and I've done just about everything, and I can get it to catch every now and again. Okay, now then let's see what we've got here. Let's see if by chance it'll work this time. See, it gets stuck down there. It hits the bottom, and you don't want that. Okay, now then, didn't have my needle up in there quite far enough. Okay, it's got to come down just a smidgen, so I'm gonna put it to right there. On the downward move. All right. Let's take it down just a smidgen. A smidgen. Mister was up here helping me get some screws loose. Now here's my good screwdriver. I was afraid he'd run off with my good little screwdriver there. Now let's see if it'll pick it up. Nope, goes too far. So we're going to take it back up just a little bit. This is the time I've had with this, y'all, just back and forth and back and forth. And I just, oh, I'm about to lose my patience. Just about to lose my religion over this one. It just will not. All right, I'm going to deem this one for parts, parts and pieces, because I cannot, I may end up taking it because I, for the life of me, cannot figure out how to adjust that. I have adjusted every which way that I can on this. I mean, I have adjusted and adjusted and adjusted everything that I can think of on this machine. And I cannot figure this one out. This one was just a tension issue. I think I can figure that one out and adjust the tension on the bobbin and the top tension and the bobbin tension. I do know how to adjust that. Got one more over there that needs a little attention. I'm gonna bring it over here in just a minute and get it oiled good. And I think all it needs is just some oil and let it sit for a little bit. But I'll bring y'all back in a few minutes, and we're gonna try to work on the tension on this one and get that other one going. Okay, I believe I've got the tension fixed on this one. This was the bobbin case, and when I went to adjust the tension, it kind of fell apart. I think I can put it back together, but I didn't want to take the time to do that because it goes like this right here. And basically your thread has to come down through this little slot right here, and that sits like right there, okay? But this little springy thing in there sits between here and the plastic part there, okay? And these little screws are what adjust to adjust your thread tension that way. But since I've got the machine over here that I can't get the timing correct on it, I just pulled the bobbin case out of that machine, popped it in this one, and it's doing beautiful. See, this is our straight stitch. Listen to how quiet this is. It just hums right along. Just humming along. And there's our straight stitch. I loosened the top tension just a hair bit. I always like to use 2 different colors of thread on my top and bottom when I'm adjusting tension. That way you know what's what. All right, let's switch this to the next stitch, which is the zigzag stitch. We're going to make about a 4 and a 2. We'll just go with what we got here. And this one is just beautiful. It's just doing great. Wonderful. Not a bit of trouble with this one. And I will stitch every stitch with this one. Actually, that bottom tension is a little bit tight. So I'm going to, I could pull it out and adjust it, but I think I will wait and adjust it in just a minute. Let's see how it does with the rest of our stitches. Pull that stitch length down just a little bit. It's doing beautiful. Beautifully. You always want to turn your hand wheel towards you. I always thought that was backwards. I always want to turn it away from me, but you're supposed to turn it towards you. Go to the next stitch. And we're just stitching right along here. This machine has 15 stitches, including the buttonhole. And we'll do that in a minute. This is one of your pretty decorative stitches, this number 8. I always like to set it down here about on a 0.5 and a 5, and then go with it. Oh, we've come unthreaded. Like I said, I can always do better with this machine, just doing it this way. Those little needle threaders that are on them are just not, I have always found them very awkward to work with. Now, some of y'all may have them and love them. If you do, well, that's great. But I always found them awkward. And this right here is what I do. I just thread it old timey. I'm not making the straightest of stitches, am I? But after all, we're just doing a test. Do our next stitch. I think that's a pretty little stitch right there. I always did like that little stitch. Like a zigzaggy zigzag, you could say. And this is zigzags with straight stitches on the sides. This is kind of a slant blanket stitch. I don't know what they call this. I don't know the names of the stitches. I just know what they look like. But I'm stitching every stitch and it's doing a beautiful job. And it just hums right along. No rattles or anything. This one is in good shape. Now we're to actually the blanket stitch. This is what I always called a honeycomb stitch. I don't know what it's called, but it'll sew better if I put the wheel, the foot down all the way. Y'all, I'm about to get hurt here, aren't I? I did the other day. Got glue on my finger. One more. This is what I call a triple zigzag. One more, and this is our triple straight stitch or an elastic stitch. You put your needle back wherever you want it, but it just does a straight stitch. And you set that at a stitch length of about a 2 or so, and it just stitches right away. Look at that. Just a beautiful straight stitch. Triple stitch. That makes a really good top stitch if you want your top stitches to show real pretty. That's a good one to do. All right, here's our buttonhole foot. This is the one I've used. It has a button in it, so don't y'all tell me I need to put a button in my buttonhole foot. I know I do, and I had one in that last one that I reviewed. It just, I don't know. It's the very same mechanism that this machine is, and honestly, they seem like the very same machines, but that one I could not get to make a buttonhole. Could not. Now let's see how this one does. You put that down, bring that down, and push that back, and that's all you have to do to it. Turn that on, turn this to there, turn your width up to about a 5 or a 6, and you should be good. All right, there's our buttonhole. There you go. One side's a little closer together than the other one. Let's try that again. Oh, I see now what it is. This on this side needs to be adjusted. There we go. We'll set it back to the center. It had it more on the left-hand side, more stitches. Now let's try again. Push that back and go. There we go. There's our buttonhole. It's even on both sides. Alrighty. I think this machine's a good little machine. It's ready to go to a new home. Look at that. Isn't that cute? Everything stitches perfectly, just like that. And I've got no feet in here. I've got to put the feet in here. Here's a buttonhole foot. Got to order some feet. This one's missing some feet, but that's okay. I'll order some feet so that it can have all of its little feet. Now I'm going to give it this one right here. And we got one more over here to oil and work on. Then we've got one that needs some major help, and the rest of them will be fixed. Alrighty, I'll grid it over and bring it over here, and we'll see what we can do with it. Okay, on this one, our presser foot will not go up and down. See, I move our little lever right there, and it just flops. It does not move anything. And I've fixed a lot of these like this because that's what happened. And like I said, I do not know if girls put fray check down these machines or what. I've never had a machine stick, even after it's set for 15 years. Have I had that to happen? But I did figure out how to fix it, even though nobody else knew how on the internet. You have to take this right here out, which is adjusting this right here. This adjusts the height of your thing. And pull your spring out, take that out. Then get you some oil and some paper towels. I always put me some paper towels right down here because that oil is going to go right down through there. And you're going to oil this thing up real well. All the way around there. Give it lots of oil. Come in here, give it some oil. See how it's dripping? You want all this in here to be oiled real well. Got little bars right there that just need to be oiled. That's all you got to do is just oil it. Then you want to take a screwdriver or something and something else, and I'm going to use this pair of pliers right here and just lightly tap that until it starts to move. And it will start to move eventually. It will eventually start to move. After that oil sits there a while, you will be able to tap that and it'll move. You may have to get a hammer or something to get it to move. All right, let me get some more tools and I'll be... Okay, I've kind of got it here. Bring it over so you can see. See back in here. I put some oil and some bearing grease. Bearing oil for embroidery machines. And then just some this oil here. And right now I've got my foot in the up position. So you want to just start wiggling, twisting it and wiggling it and taking it up and down. See this? And you will release that in there. It just needs oil and grease. And then you want to set it back down and then bring it all the way back down and pick it up. Well, that come loose. Let's put that back on there so we don't lose that little screw. Okay, now then, up. You want to push it into the up position like that. Then bring it back down, up and down, up and down. Down. Okay, let's put our spring back in there and put that back on it. Just like this. Let's see if it'll work. Look at there. Just like brand new. Just like new. All right. She just needed a little oil. All she needed was a little bit of oil. It's like the Tin Man, you know, the Tin Man from the Wizard of Oz. He needed some oil. So I have no idea why these seized up like that, but so many of them did. And you just have to oil it, put some oil and grease in it, and then I'm not used to doing this from the side. I'm used to doing it from the front. There we go. All right, now then, we'll put this little baby back together because this right here is all we have to do to it. Screw that down in there good. That's just the pressure on your presser foot. All right, let's get our screw. And we'll put her all back together and we'll see if we've got any other issues with her or if she's good to go now. I think she might be good to go unless there's a bobbin problem, which I hope there is not. All right. All right, bring y'all over here again. Up here like that. So you can kindly see what we're doing. All right, now then. That all looks good. Let's get a bobbin. And I'm gonna get my bobbin in and get it threaded and change her battery, and I'll be right back. Okay, are y'all ready to give her a spin? Let's see how she does. I've got her set on a straight stitch, tension at a 4, which is right smack in the middle. Needle position is the center, stitch length is a 2. Look at that. She's just humming right along. Look at there. Look at that. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. I have no doubt that what she will make all 15 stitches just beautifully. Let's try this one again and make sure our back stitch works, but I have no reason to think that it won't. Well, it came unthreaded. The needle did. So let's rethread it and try again. Got it caught here. There we go. There again, I hate these kinds of needle threaders, so I do better just right like that. Now let's see if our back stitch will work. Why, yeah. No, it works just lovely. Back stitched beautifully. I've got black on the bottom and orange on the top for Halloween, I guess. Or just because that's just what I had. Now then, stitch length is at a 2, width is at a 5, tension is at a 4. This is just your plain straight zigzag stitch. Wonderful. Look at that. Just beautiful. We'll go with our, I call it our straight stitch zigzag, or straight zigzag stitch. I don't know, because it does 2 stitches and 2 stitches and 2 stitches. So out of our 9 machines, only one has got something that I was not able to repair. And I do not know how to do that. And I may take it to the repair shop and see if he can adjust that, because I'm sure he probably can. Now this is our little scallop stitch, and I like to bring my stitch length down to about a 0.5, so that it puts them a little closer together. Look at that. Isn't that a pretty little stitch? I think that's a real pretty little stitch. This is, I'll leave the settings the same for this zigzag squares. Look at that. Aren't those pretty stitches? It sews beautifully. Those new machines that I did do not sew nearly as well as these. It doesn't sound as nice. Let's bring our stitch back out to a 2 for this one. We're to stitch number 11 now. We're about finished. This is this pretty honeycomb stitch. I love it. Look how pretty that stitch is. I just think that's so pretty. There's our blanket stitch. And now to our triple zigzag. And then we'll go back to our straight stitches. There we go with this one. One more. Stitch length at a 2, stitch needle position in the center. There it is. Now let's see how our buttonhole works on this one. Make sure it works well. Make there so that's in the center. Our width at about a 6. Bring it down to about right there. Let's swap out our foot. There's our buttonhole foot. That has our button in it. It has to be laying right here. There it is. The button came out of it. But we can put it back in there. Okay, are y'all ready? It's our last test on this one. Our last test. Right, here we go. You ready? Let's go. Oh, we gotta bring that down, push it back. Now let's go. We've come unthreaded. Dang it. Something is caught in there. There we go. Is the thread caught there? We're good. All right, let's try it one more time here. Push that back, button in, buttonhole stitch, everything set. Let's give her a go. Just beautifully. Just beautifully. Push that up and get that out of the way. Look at there. It's a beautiful buttonhole. Beautiful buttonhole. And I believe this one's ready to go to a new home. Y'all, that's all of them. I was able to repair all but one. And so I feel like that's a win. I was able to repair all of them but one. So I've got to order some feet. So I'll get all that done and get feet for all of these. Put that down. Put the needle down. Turn her off. All right. We got her all fixed. Yes, we did. They're all fixed. They're all working except one. And I'll do a little more research. I may try to fix it later. It may just need something new. I don't know. I tried different bobbin cases in it, so I don't think it was actually the bobbin case. Because I took one out that I knew worked from another machine, put it in there. Didn't help. It's something about the hook timing on that one. And I honestly, if you don't pull and tug and jerk things on your machine. And like I said, these came from a school. So who knows what some of those girls did? They don't understand that. But basically, these machines are set or should be set when you get them. The tension should work, everything should work, so you can sit down and start to sew. And unless you mess with dials or pull fabric in and out and tug on things, the timing should always be correct. You should. I've never had to have a machine retimed in all of my years of sewing. I've never had to have one done that way. You don't pull your fabric through. You don't, if you break a needle, you stop and you change your needle. You don't try to keep sewing. You keep the lint and things out of the bobbin case. They should last you a really, really long time. Until at some point, if there's a plastic part in there, it gives way and cannot be replaced. Then you would have a problem. But these machines, these little Bernina machines, are all metal on the inside. There is no plastic parts in there to break or give way. Occasionally you have to replace a bobbin case because those where the thread comes through, it wears. Thread will wear on things, and occasionally those have to be replaced. They're not expensive. You can do that. You just order the part, pop your old one out, drop the new one in, and you're good to go. Easy peasy fix. The way that needle, the presser foot bar was, I have no clue why on earth that stuck. Like I said, I have had machines that never stuck, never ever stuck. After many, many years of sitting, they still worked. So I don't know why that happened to these, but I have oiled them all wonderfully. They're all good to go. And I'm going to keep one for myself, I think, just to have as a backup, because Julie over here, I'm going to have to order a new bobbin case for her, because my bobbin rattles. It just rattles around the whole time I'm sewing, and it drives me nuts. It makes the awfulest racket. So we may sew on one of these for a while. We might, till I get Julie's bobbin case ordered. So I hope this video wasn't too long. I hope you enjoyed it. I'm having some dental surgery tomorrow. So I've got a video for tomorrow night, which will be Wednesday. This is Tuesday. I'll have a video for tomorrow night, and then I'll have one for Friday. And hopefully before next Monday, I'll be back up here with you all. It's just minor dental surgery. Nothing, no big deal, but may take me a day or two to recoup. So I hope this gets you all across the hump. This will be Friday's video. So y'all take care. I love you, and I'll see y'all next week. Have a good day. Thanks for watching.